to my Sims 4 speed build. Today I am making a house called Brick and Pink Victorian. This house is completely base game, so if you want to download it, it's available on the gallery at roaringbug, all one word. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, or leave me a comment. And if you'd like to contact me, you can at my various social media platforms listed in the video description. And with that out of the way, I can start talking about my build. So first, a bit of news. The Sims is currently having a Black Friday sale to November 28th, where the packs will be on sale. So if you want to pick up a pack, this is the time to do it. They actually have a really good discount. I think for like a major pack, it's like 60% off. But right now, let me just talk about what I'm doing. So right now I'm putting like a platform on the roof, just so that I can put a roof trim on the roof. If not, it doesn't have anything to grab onto. So you'll see right here. And now I'm just putting like the roof on the house. And frankly, roofing is like the hardest part of making a build. And I've done quite a few Victorian houses because it's my favorite style. Though I hadn't made it because I build faster than I make videos. I actually have quite a number of mid-century houses on the gallery if you're interested in those. But this particular house is just a really cute pink house. And the thing about this house that's pretty unique is that it has two entranceways in the front of the house. And you'll see it as I do with this porch. So right now I'm just trying to figure out this detail over the porch area, just so that it's sectioned off and symmetrical. And I do a little bit of tile counting to make sure that I'm putting it in the right space. And I'm basically grabbing everything that's pink. So I got pink railing, and I have like these pink pillars, and eventually I'm gonna put some pink like wooden slates on the exterior of the build. So right now I'm just sectioning off a porch area in the back porch. When I do my builds, I don't go by floor plans because they just don't translate very well in The Sims if you're following a real life floor plan. I've tried to follow real life floor plans, but they're kind of hard to recreate in The Sims. So I just go by instinct. I kind of just go for the spirit of a design, and I try to replicate that, and I just fill in the rest with what I think would work. And this house has this really huge tower in the front, and frankly I think it's one of the biggest towers I've done in a Victorian build. And I use these base game pillars, well, everything's base game. I use these base game pillars in order to make some kind of design on that window area in the front of the house. And I think that's a good technique because there's a lot of like decoration on a Victorian build, and it's really hard to replicate, especially if you're just using base game. So I try to achieve that with pillars. You could do it with like a couple of other like wall decorations, but it's a little hard to do. Oh, and what you're seeing right now is I'm testing out what the front of the lot looks like when I save it, just because it gives me a front camera view of the house, which is hard to look at when you're in build mode. Because in build mode, like, I'm slightly looking at the house from above, so it's a little hard to see if everything is symmetrical. I know that a lot of people, even I'm pretty excited about what the gameplay will be like for the new pack that's coming out for having rentals. I hope it's not too buggy and that it works smoothly, but I'm gonna hold out for reviews to see if it's good. I just hope it's not another like Tortosa issue with the wedding pack where I heard that the gameplay is just too buggy and it ends up messing up like a base game wedding. So I hope that it works, really. That's just my hope. I just hope it works. And that the gameplay is smooth. And right now I'm just putting down all the windows in my build. I like putting all my windows down. I know some people prefer doing the floor plan first and then putting down windows, but I'm kind of a lazy butt. I kind of just want to have all my windows on the house. And if it doesn't work out, I'm a lot more comfortable deleting a window or moving a window around than trying to find all the windows that would work for the house. So initially I made the front steps of the stoop of the house, the 2 double stoops that you're seeing I'm putting there. They are really wide. But towards the end of this build, I do make them a little smaller. Right now, they're gonna stay pretty big for most of the build until I think towards the end, and I kind of make them a little smaller. But I think a generous entranceway isn't so bad. Also, it's kind of a shame I didn't put a ladder into that I don't know what you call it. It's like that tower that has an open balcony. I didn't put any way for your sim to get up there, because if I put a ladder leading up to that space, because it's technically outside, it would mess up the lighting for the room where the ladder starts. So the room below it would have outdoor lighting, and it just would not look right. Maybe I could have fudged it if I kind of put like windows on it, because there's some like arch windows that look open that might be able to get around that, but they're arch shaped and not square shaped. I don't know. I feel like it would be a lot more trouble than it would be worth to try and put a ladder in that space. And I feel like the mark of an expensive house is how much useless space you have. Like, that space is not accessible. It's just there to look pretty. So I'm like, they have enough money to have a room they can never get to. So I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, they're rich. They live in this Victorian house. Whoever they are. I mean, it can be your sim. So I just did all the outside of the house. So I basically did the landscaping and the backyard, where I just kind of put some terrain paint and a couple of skill building items. But like, there's a lot more house than yard. And frankly, I think that's fine for gameplay, because your Sims are going to spend more time inside the house than they are outside the house. Especially if you have seasons, which most people do. Your Sims are going to have to deal with rain and snow and like thunderstorms, especially in Willow Creek, like all the time. So they're going to spend most of their time inside the house. And now I'm just working on the floor plan, and I basically just follow the contours of the house, and I just picked a wall that I can put a chimney on, and this was a flat straight wall, and I decided to just knock down some windows and put this chimney here. And I think it's a good spot. I usually leave putting the chimney at the end after I've done the complete exterior and when I try mapping out the interior floor plan, because I don't know if my living room is going to be on the left side of the house or the right side of the house. So yeah, floor plans happen and then chimneys happen because I try to line up my chimneys with my fireplaces. I just like that bit of realism. I know some builders couldn't care less. Technically, it doesn't matter in the game. You can have a chimney on the opposite side of the house, but as long as you have both a chimney and a fireplace, it doesn't really matter where it's placed on the build. It's still gonna function. But for realism, I like it when they're lined up and it makes sense. So that bar I put in the kitchen, it's functional. Like your Sims can still make drinks off of it. But if you have a Sim in the cooking career and they're trying to be a mixologist, that bar is not going to count unless you have 2 bar stools. So it's like a thing with the gameplay, but I'll leave that up to you. I'm just decorating this house just to be pretty. So I put this bathroom off to the side. I think it makes sense. I mean, everyone is going to eventually circumnavigate in that front foyer. So I feel like having the bathroom in the hallway makes sense. And this, like, 8-sided tower off to the side of the build, because it has a front door, I decided that this space is going to be a living room. So technically there's not a lot of room, but because it has just enough space for me to fit this small, like, living room section, I decided to just roll with it. And I made this custom cabinetry area because I thought, like, a fancy entertainment system would make sense for that wall. It just looks so plain if I just had a TV against that wall and nothing else. So I deleted those bottom counters and just created the whole thing with just top counters, because I don't want Sims to cook and then cook in the living room counter. So I was like, that will break the immersion. So I just substituted all the counters with just upper counters to make that entertainment unit. If you have, like, Dream Home Decorator, you can just, or the Book Nook kit, you could just replace the cabinets with bookshelves instead. But, you know, the thing about using kitchen cabinets is that if you're playing with half cutaway walls, they'll disappear. With bookshelves, they won't. So I don't know if it works for the Book Nook kit, but I know that regular bookshelves, when you have them in, like, a build, they don't drop away with half cutaway walls, so you're always going to see a bookshelf. And having a large item in, like, the center of your build kind of obstructs your visibility, so that's why I tend not to do it. I usually just give them the little stack of books, because technically that still counts. So now I'm on the second floor and I'm doing the floor plan for the bedrooms. So that little side section where the chimney is located on the first floor, that's going to be a bathroom. And I'm just putting all of these rooms, like the doors in these rooms, and I'm just putting the same basic bathroom. So, you know, this house is pink on the inside, so I decided to keep it pink on... Well, it's pink on the outside, so it's also pink on the inside. So the room closest to the bathroom is the primary bedroom. And I was very pleased that I sized up that new base game toddler rug and it fit in the space, because when you size up that rug, it's so big, but when you use the regular rug, sometimes it's too small. So you know, and I don't have the tool mod, so I can't size it exactly as I want it. That's the benefit of the tool mod. You can size things exactly the size you want it to be. So I was happy it fit that space really well. And I tried to pick like a muted pink. I didn't want like a neon pink because that would be hard on the eyes. And you know, I'm sparse with my decoration. I don't really do too much decoration. Though I don't really plan to play with this house. I basically made it just because I wanted to build. But I only use my houses when I want to give like a backstory to like another sim that my sim is dating, and or story progression, and you see a house that is way too small for the number of sims you have. It's good to just give them a good house, especially something I already made. So I'm checking again if everything looks fine, because, you know, nothing like the gallery to show you what it looks like. So this is when like I said, I made the porch a little bit smaller. And I just shuffled everything around just so that it would fit a little nicer. And a mailbox. Because sometimes I forget mailbox and trash cans. Yeah, apparently the last thing I put is a trash can. So this is the end of my build. Thank you for watching. Bye.